Now I have two types of fish. I have red snapper and I have sliced fish. But for this recipe, I chose to use a sliced fish. Reason being, I'm going to give my daughter some of the soup, and so I don't want the bones to be in it. Alright, because even though you clean up your fish and all of that, and you try to remove as much bones as you can, sometimes there are bones that are left, and I don't want that, to stuck in her throat or anything like that. Alright, so I have some water on the stove that I'm going to let it come up to a boil. But I like to season my pot because I'm going to boil my fish, alright? So I'm adding some fresh seasoning, I added some salt. I'm also going to add a little black pepper and some all-purpose seasoning. Alright, so I wash my fish nicely and, with some vinegar, some lime juice, and I added a little salt, alright? So now I'm just going to add my fish into the pot. Now, you don't have to use a sliced fish. You could use a whole fish or the fish head. Alright, but as I said before, it's because of my daughter why I chose to use the sliced fish. Alright, so we're going to boil our fish maybe for about 10 to 12 minutes, and then we're going to remove it from the pot. But as I said before, I like to add flavors into the pot as I cook my soup. Alright, so every step I add some flavor. So even though I have some fresh seasoning and added the salt, further on I'll show you that I added the all-purpose and the black pepper. Alright, so I added the all-purpose season and I added the black pepper, which is completely optional. You could just add some salt and some black pepper, but for me, guys, the all-purpose season do give it some flavor. And if you like, you could add some fish seasoning as well. Alright, so at this point the fish is all done boiling, so I'm gonna remove it from the pot, add it to a plate, and then I'm gonna drain the broth or the liquid that was released from the fish. Alright, because that's what we're going to use to prepare our soup. Alright, so I'm gonna turn off the flame and I am going to strain it off camera, and then I return. Right now, after I strain it twice. So I strain it into a container, and then to add it back into the pot I strain it again. Reason being because when you use a strainer, sometimes particles can be left. So I'm gonna make my dough. I have some flour, I have my water, I have some cornmeal, and I have some salt. Now you want to just add water gradually to form your mixture into a dough. Alright, you don't want the dough to be too soft because you're not frying the dumpling, you're cooking the dumpling, so you're going to add it into liquid, so you don't want it to be too soft, but at the same time you want to knead it so that it can be smooth. Alright, so you're going to knead your flour and your cornmeal, and as I said before, I added some salt. You don't want to add too much salt because remember we're going to use the fish tea mix, and that has enough salt. Alright, so just knead until it becomes a smooth stretchy dough, and then we're going to cover it and let it rest for maybe about 10 minutes or 20 minutes depending on how long you prep your ingredients before you make a soup. Alright, so at this point the dough is ready, so I'm gonna cover it and allow it to rest. So I have some carrots, I have some pumpkin, I have okra, thyme, I have garlic, scallion, scotch bonnet pepper. I also have my yam. I'm using yellow yam, and I'm using a small piece of Irish. Now I did cut them into bite-sized pieces, and I added them into some water. Now it's almost time for me to add them into the pot, so that's the reason I'm just adding them into some water. But if you're going to prepare ingredients for a long time before you cook it, then you want to add some lime juice or vinegar into the bowl, or even lemon juice with the water and your ground provisions. Alright, now bear in mind I can add any vegetables. I can even add some chocho or whatever you like. I don't like chocho, guys, so I'm not gonna put none on my soup. So if you like, you can go ahead and add your choja. Alright, so I'm gonna add most of my ingredients except the I don't add none of the okra because the okra cooks very fast, so you don't want to add it at this point. Alright, so you want to flavor the pot though, guys. So you want to add some of the thyme and the pimento seeds and the scallion. Alright, and then you want to leave back some to finish your soup after after they're finished cooking. Alright, now I cut my pumpkin in some bite-sized pieces. I know it's gonna be cooked out, but even if it's cooked out and it kind of color the soup, your soup not going to be thick. Alright, so I'm gonna add my yam and my Irish as well, let it boil for maybe about 5 minutes, and then I add my dumplings. Now, because this is called fish tea, you don't want it to be too thick because, as the name sounds, fish tea. But the reason I said fish tea soup is because I added like the food and all of that good stuff that I would put in my regular soup. Yes, but it's still not gonna be thick, so it's not really considered to be a soup. It's a tea because it's supposed to be thin. Now you can add less ingredients that I add to mine, but I love to add my dumpling and all of that. Alright, now let's work on our fish. Now I'm removing the skin of the fish. I don't like it, and remember that the skin has omega-3 in it, and all of that boil out in the soup already, so I'm gonna need to leave it. Alright, so we're gonna clean up with fish, including to remove all of that bones and any other part of the fish that you don't want in your soup. Then you can go ahead and remove it. Now if you like, guys, as I said before, you could use a whole fish or like the fish head, but you want to be very careful, especially with the snapper fish, because snapper has a lot of bones. Alright, and once you boil the fish, is gonna be soft, so sometimes it get mashed in the pot, and even when you strain, some bones still gonna leave. Alright, so that's the reason the sliced fish is the best type of fish to use for me, since I'm gonna give it to a child. Alright, so I'm not gonna mash up my fish. I'm just gonna break it into some big size pieces. I don't want it to be too small, but you can always break your fish in the size that you choose. Alright, so you want to take your time and you want to search your fish so that you remove all the bones, because you don't want to cook your soup and then there are bones in it and then it's stuck in a person's throat, or it can even go in your gum or wherever. Guys, you want to ensure that you clean up your fish properly. Alright, so I'm just double checking just to ensure that there are no bones. Alright, now for this type of soup, some people put like green bananas in it, or like you can add anything you want to add into your soup, guys, into your fish tea actually. Yeah, but this is what I choose to add. This is my preference, so I'm just showing you how I do mine. So based on your preference when you're making yours, then you could always add or take away from the recipe. Alright, now I'm going to add my spinners into the pot. Now I like to make my dumplings at bite-sized pieces, yeah, because you don't want your dumplings to be too big when you're making your soup. And also you could make a different type of dumpling to put in the pot. What if you like whole wheat, you could add the whole wheat dumplings. Or what if you like the plain flour, you could go ahead and make a plain flour dough, and then you form your dumplings. Alright, so you don't have to do the cornmeal, but for me, I love the cornmeal dumpling. The cornmeal dumpling for me, like, because you add the dumplings into the soup. I don't like when it's too soft. So when I use a cornmeal dumplings, then the dumpling kind of have that nice texture. Right, now form them into the size or the shape that you choose, and don't stir it the same time as you add it to the pot. Let it come up to a boil, and then you stir it so that you don't let your dumplings have that bad shape. Right, so as you can see guys, it's still thin. It got some color, you know, based on the pumpkin, but that's fine. Right, now I have my fish soup mix. All right, so I love the noodles. Yes, I'm gonna add my noodles, but bear in mind that you should not add all of the noodles, because the more noodles you add, then the thicker your soup will become. All right, because you know the noodles, you have the you know it's noodles, so noodle have like the gluten or the starch, so it will thicken your soup. All right, and the more pumpkin, the thicker and richer your soup will be. And because it's fish tea, you don't want it to be rich, you know, you want it to be on that thin, you know, thinness. All right, now add the rest of your fresh seasoning, and I love to add garlic, especially to make the fish tea. You have to add enough garlic, so I had almost one whole clove of garlic. Yeah, well, I added many cloves of garlic, you know, but based on how you love garlic, I love a lot of garlic, so there's no limit for me when I'm cooking with garlic. All right, so after adding your fish tea mix, you want to let it come up to a boil, and you want to taste to see if it has the flavor that you so choose. So what if you need more salt? You can add a pinch of salt, because I did add a pinch of salt to mine, or you can add a little fish seasoning or all purpose seasoning, you know. Just take the recipe and make it your own. Alright, so I'm gonna put it on a low flame and let it simmer. After maybe about 10 minutes, I added my okra. Now you have a choice of slicing your okra. I don't want it to be too slimy in my soup, so that's the reason I just put it in whole, but I remove the tips. All right, so I love to bite my okra and chew it and just, you know, eat it with my food, so I like it whole. All right, so at this point we're going to add our fish. So you allow the food to cook, and then you add your okra. After adding the okra, you add your fish. All right, because remember that the fish is cooked, so you don't necessarily have to you don't have to add it like long before, and you don't want it to be mashed out in the pot. You want to have fish in your food eating. All right, you want some fish in your soup. So before you add it into the pot, you want to double check, all right, so that you don't add any bones. Okay, so at this point, after adding the fish, I'm gonna allow it to simmer for maybe about 2 more minutes, just for the fish to have that nice flavor from the broth. And then I'm gonna put out the flame and dish some. All right, so the okra cooks very fast, maybe about a minute or so, so you don't necessarily have to let it stay long to cook. All right, so at this point the soup is all done. As you can see guys, it has a nice beautiful color. I didn't want it to be so, you know, so vibrant, you know, like when I make my chicken soup, but my pumpkin was extremely rich. It had a nice vibrant color, so because of that, it kind of color up my pot too much. But as you can see guys, it still have that fish look because it's thin. Yeah, so I love to add a lot of fish, you know, into my dish, and I love my dumplings, so I have to have enough food in my soup, and I love the broth. All right, so just share it based on your preference, and you know, enjoy it. And if you do try the recipe, please don't hesitate to comment down below, tell me what it was like for you, and you know, share the video with others guys, tell them about Tamara recipes. And if you love the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more recipes, please to give me your support by subscribing and turning on your notifications so you never miss another upload. Yes, guys, so the soup tasted great. It had the nice flavor from the fish and the other fresh seasoning, and it was so good, guys. Light and so good, guys. And I know that if you try the recipe, you'll enjoy it. So thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed and take care, guys, and big up on yourself straight.